my little heart.
Let's see. Okay, so welcome back. We have another episode today. Today we're going to start off by talking about leadership. So with that said, what does leadership mean to you? So Miss Sunny, we'll start with you. What does being a leader mean? Since we were on the topic about being in certain positions, what do you think a leader is?
The last person.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay.
You get the last place, like,
Willingly, though, right?
well,
Like, you have to accept the idea that you're last.
yes, you have to accept the idea that you're last. Like I feel that a lot of people view like, oh, you're a leader, you get to do nothing, or you get to enjoy your time and be in meetings, but then it's like, no, you get to clean up everybody's mess, you get to be the
Your phone's
last one
constantly
to
ringing.
the last one to leave. You need to make sure that everybody
Is happy.
is happy, the customer is happy, the employee is happy, your boss
Employer, yeah.
is happy. So it's all those things, and you're always last.
The last. Okay, what about you?
I agree with that. I think you have to remember that you not necessarily put yourself last, but you have to make sure that everybody is content with the way that you're leading. I think it's more of like micromanaging to me is so annoying, and being a leader is not necessarily only being a friend for your employee, but also being understanding and empathetic, because people go through a lot. And especially I feel like this generation, with so much electronics being available at every given moment, because there's some locations you can't have your phone, but what about the watches? Those things are coming out. So understanding that that emergency call is probably not going to come in through the company. It'll probably come through their phone and ask you, and being okay with that. Evolving. Being okay with evolving.
That's true.
As a leader.
So for me, I agree with both of you. I believe being a leader, it is leading last. Why? Because when you lead last, you know everybody in front of you has made it to their goal and has made it right. But I also believe there are leaders out there that have that power of authority and believe leading is just being powerful and just telling everybody else what to do and not actually being there to lead. And I think a lot of the times, or sometimes, leaders go into these positions wanting that power of authority. And it's so true. To lead is being the last person to make it through. And then also, there are 3 superpowers of leadership, and I definitely need to give this credit to my mentor, Marian, because he taught us there's 3 superpowers of leadership, which the first one is being influential. In order to be a leader, you have to be influential. And with that said, I would like for us to share a little bit of how we influence others, and that can be anything that you ladies can think of. And then whoever wants to go.
I guess it's good to always be like the cheery one, the hyper one, the one that's always like, let's go get it.
But there has to be people that understand too, because I could be like that. But then I hate when I do come in and I'm having maybe just a rough day. It doesn't even have to be someone who got in an argument with me. And then you come in and it's like, what's wrong? And it's like constant. And it's like, dude, I'm just having a bad day today. Like, I can't be sad today.
Well, and that's a good thing that you bring, because also, no, yes, and that's a good thing that you bring, because when you're the one that's the energetic, the one that's always happy, the optimistic one, the one that sees the glass half full, and there's that day or that moment where you're like, like it seems like something drained you, and then everybody's like, but you're the happy one, you need to motivate us, and it's like, I don't want
Take the stick, girl. You brought it up. Take the stick today.
I don't want to. Or I just don't have it. It's not that you don't want to. It's just sometimes
No está la energía, girl.
It's not there. It's like believe me, if I had it, I would do it. But there's no socket that I can,
plug into.
Soon,
girl, with the May eyes. They're lucky, man.
I know. But at this moment, I wish there was something, because remember, like that week that I didn't understand what was going on, but I just didn't feel it in me. I didn't want to talk to anybody. And it wasn't that I
What
was
snapped you out of it?
Her juicer.
my juicer.
So you bought, it arrived.
It arrived, and I guess drinking green juice every morning helps me.
Like it's a green juice. No, just kidding.
Falling down, and I didn't understand, and I guess not having my green juice really affects me. And that's, I guess, like my coffee in the morning, like my green juice gives me my energy, it clears my
So
mind.
when you say green juice, what's inside this green juice? You make it from scratch?
Yes, so all I
That's the shots
do.
we were supposed to have.
I'm so
Oh, it
sorry.
wasn't alcohol shots?
De verduras.
Oh my god!
It has.
I was up for it. I'm all dancing. You're gonna get down with the mixed drink.
Well, you can't put beer in it.
And like, no, it was gonna be greens. Totally greens.
It has celery, ginger, green apple, cucumber, and a lime. And that's it. But every morning, that's what I have, and it helps me.
So wait, did you answer the question? How are you influential?
Yes, by being motivated, by being
Oh, by
always
being the happy
but then when you're not, people are like you need to be happy because you're the one that's happy. You're the one that's energetic. You can have a day off. It's like, yes, I can, and I want to.
Okay. Got it.
What about you, Brenda?
Me. How am I influential, guys? Main thing. Do you guys know what the pre-mortem technique is? And here I go again. It's a technique where it's used in business where you point out everything that can go wrong and then find the answers for it. So the way I influence or become influential is by pinpointing everything that could go wrong and then having an answer for everything that may go wrong. It doesn't mean that that's the way to go, but if something were to happen, you have an idea or a way to go ahead and target that problem. So that's one. And the other one is I don't like to use violence or not even violence, that's the wrong word. Be in your face about something. I can definitely tell you how to do something very kind and candid, and I expect it to be done. Don't confuse it with weakness. And I'm actually very nice when I ask somebody to do something, but I expect for it to be done right.
And
So-
not necessarily right away, but yes.
And there's leaders out there that they're very authoritative and they're very in your face and you need to get it done, and then they rule by fear. And that's the way I don't like to be. I don't like to rule, but that fear, it helps a lot of the times. Is when people get respect, and I'm like, why can't you get respect just by being nice?
Well, but I did do a training where there's like how you said that the authoritative or the micromanaging, and for each situation you do need that kind of person or that kind of management. Especially say for instance when things are not going right, people are slacking, they're not doing their jobs.
So what industry would this be for?
For
anything.
For anything. If they're not doing their jobs or not coming on time, then you do need the authoritative person
Oh, yeah. I see
to
what you're saying. Put your foot down.
Yes. But then you need the person that is like, gives you the leadway, like, you know what, you have my full support. Whatever you think is right, I'll support you. I'll back you up. I'm here for you. You can make the decisions. So that gives you like, oh, she knows that I'm here, that I always come to work, that I'll always look after in the benefit of the company or the benefit of her, whatnot. So that also gives you a little bit of pride and a little bit of, not always having to feel like, oh, I need to go ask. Oh, I don't know if I could do this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And also having that fun manager, that is always needed. And did you know that when you have that manager, people tend to show up more, tend to do more work and be more happy doing it? then if you have the micromanagement, the authority to,
Isn't also micromanaging like you can not necessarily probably sue someone to making you feel there's a word for it. Oh my god, I just went blank.
uncomfortable and
Well, yeah, like I know
over-
that because micromanaging could feel very uncomfortable.
Yes, and so that's why you need to learn when to be a
Yeah, it's just lack of
micromanagement
leadership
and
skills.
when to be the, oh, we got this, come on.
When to
And
be the actual
and you
cheerleader.
know what, if we do so much, or if we pull this work, we'll have pizza party on Friday.
But also living up to your word too, because then you could be this super nice person, and then all of a sudden you have to be that type of authority, and then you're like whatever, you kind of let it go, and then it happens again. People aren't going to have that same respect for you.
Exactly.
So if that's the route you're going to take, you have to make sure you take it through.
Yes. Yes.
And another thing too, being a leader, it's crazy because everybody's watching your every move,
From every angle.
move from every angle, and if you stray the wrong way, it's like it comes 10 times harder on you. So it's like being mindful that they're watching you. Like no matter what, even if they say they don't, they are watching your every move. So that's the other one. And also for me, having the startup with Mind Down. So when there's a startup, it's very different to be a leader because it's a startup. The framework is not laid there like when you walk into, let's say, a franchise. There's the blueprint already. So if you're in a position of a startup, it's where you have all the power to make all the decisions to see what works. But also there's that fear if you do something and you do something wrong and it doesn't work, you're like, oh, it didn't work out. So the thing is being brave and courageous to make mistakes and to modify and being adaptable. So that's another way of being actually impressionable because you're impressing your board meeting and the other people with these ideas and being able to shift, and don't be afraid to make these decisions. If you've been placed in that position, it's your time to shine and try different things. So that's another way of being impressionable. Influential, I'm sorry. And then what about you, B?
I think a little bit of what you both are saying. I think it's very important that you're that happy, upbeat person, but still being able to follow through with your certain rules and whatever it is you're trying to get across. But I think my biggest attribute would probably be the happy, upbeat person that I am, that influences a lot of people. Like, oh, okay, like I want to do that too. Like, oh, I'd love to help you. Like, But then it does suck because I do have some of my days where I'm like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed, and I do wake up. But I mean, we're all human.
I know. That's so true.
But you know what? I just thought about this. Like where I work, there's it's me and a male manager, and I noticed that I could ask somebody to do something and be like, please provide this and da 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 da, and they're like, oh, but I don't know how to do it.
Oh.
And then I'm like, okay, so I'll go and do it, and then here you go. Please provide this for the customer. Well, my male coworker or manager, he'll be like, I already assisted with this. You provide this to the
More
customer,
stern.
blah blah blah, and no, please, no, thank you. And they go and either they find how to do it, they manage how to do it, and I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is it because they see me as a pushover? Or is it because he's the male, therefore they don't question him?
You know what? That's so true, girl. Okay, so when I was leading as an esthetician for a certain company, I was training a set of estheticians, and this was another eye opener for me after my first one, where I thought I went in there and I thought these ladies loved me. A few of them did. But then there was one who I was giving this course and they were not following protocol. So I was like, if you guys don't follow protocol, like there's gonna have to be write-ups and we don't have to go through that. And then one of them was like, and then what happens after the write-up? Little girl. Like, you get fired. That's exactly what I said. And I shouldn't have said that, and so then, it's like, I get what you're saying. Like, what did I do to make you feel like you can't respect me? I'm here to teach you and succeed. I'm not like down here, I didn't get this job just to get it. Like, I like I love what I do. for you to be questioning me like rude or who the fuck raised you type of shit, you know?
Yeah, so exactly, and that's a good point. A lot of the times, and then as managers, we have a lot of training on how to answer those things, and that
I needed it that moment, girl.
that you should be like, well, there's other steps, but we will not get into
No, my husband's like, well, you
that.
get fired.
Yes, exactly. I would have been the same person. Like I would
Yeah,
have.
but as I've grown, I'm like, well, I could have said this or I could have
Believe
said
me,
that.
let me clock out and I'll tell you what will happen, and I'll meet you outside. but yeah, so you have to almost like when those moments occur or come about, like
And as
take
a
a
leader,
deep
you gotta-
breath
exactly.
and be like,
Oh, sweetie.
like,
Let me tell you.
honey,
You got a lot of growing to do, baby
we
girl.
will never get there, so don't you worry, because we are a great team and there's not an I in team.
It's that positivity, man.
So yes, but thank God for all that training that you do get. But sometimes, like you said, sometimes you forget that you.
Can't make everyone happy, man, or not.
Not
everyone's
only
gonna have
that, but
respect.
it's like people should also understand that you are also a human. You're not a robot. And when people, I don't know if they try to test you, like let's see how far we can push that envelope to see where you can be taken. But keep in mind that we all need a job. We all are here for our
something,
families.
yeah.
So
Like, why give other people a
respect.
hard time?
Please respect.
Yes, and balance your life. That's the whole point. Like,
Yes.
go do something fun. Go get out of your norm because you need to go back to work and you need to be in insanity.
That's very true. That's something that thankfully the company that I work for, they thrive in that. They always push, like, to be always taking care of your mental state and to have time for yourself, for your own benefit, which is very good. And one thing that I've learned is that taking care of yourself allows the company to have a better personnel productivity, not to mention.
Okay, so superpower number 2 is being impressionable. How are you ladies impressionable?
I do lack there sometimes. I guess being in my industry, I feel like I can come in just relaxed. I mean, obviously bañada, right? Smelling good, but sometimes I come in and my hair's up in a bun and no makeup. But I make sure that I have nice glowy skin and it doesn't look
We
all
have a
dead.
name for that, baby.
But yeah.
And it's no offense whatsoever. And I don't know if.
But you gotta know
who came
how.
wrong with that. And I use that look too. I'm not gonna deny it. I call it the El Pizarron look. And I don't
My grandma would
mean
be like,
it.
"Te ves toda tirada,
You
mija,
know,
vas
like
volteando."
the bun and that's
The messy
it,
bun.
and your loungewear and you go to whatever you have to do. But you know what, ladies, going to that white party last week and then just making that
Girl,
shit.
yes, we all look
like,
super cute.
We did.
But do you think that people tend to
Wait, maybe you can slide in a picture of us three.
Do we have one? Oh, we're
Yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for the photographer.
No, but at least the three that I sent, or you sent me,
Yes,
I think,
you
and then just
should.
kind of slide it through.
Oh, I'll put like a little
Yeah.
slide.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
let me ask you, do you think that, say for instance, people will tend to judge you by the way you look, by what you wear, but how you
Always.
carry yourself?
Always.
Yes, but I'm gonna share something that somebody shared with me last Thursday. Don't judge the book by its cover, because you can go get a homeless, dress him on in Armani, and he's still homeless. So that's another thing where it's like, yes, the aesthetics are very, very important, but that doesn't mean it's the truth.
And you're right. I had done an interview, 2 different estheticians. One girl was put together like I've never seen before. but had no clue about skincare and had graduated like 5 years ago and had been practicing. And then the other one looked like she had just came from her previous job, I don't know, in the oil fields maybe, like bun up and all that, girl. And I mean, she was on point, and she's the one that got the position.
So you see, that's another thing that how you said you can get a homeless, dress them up in Armani or whatnot, but the minute that person opens their mouth, you're going to know who that person is. So I feel that it's not only what you're wearing, but also give the opportunity
But
to
it
a
depends.
person, because we all come, well, maybe for myself, from humble beginnings. And I remember when my first job, my mom was like, you better polish those shoes. I know they're not that good, but at least show that you polish them,
That you're clean.
that you're clean, that you're tidy up, your dress is nicely ironed, and when we would iron clothes.
Yes. Thank God for dryers.
So, and it was at least taking pride in yourself. Maybe you didn't have the Armani, maybe you didn't have the Gucci or the Chanel, but taking pride in what you had to at least show that, So, but nonetheless, once I would speak and show that I was eager,
Capable.
willing, and wanting to have that job, and showing that I would be, a good quality or a good fit for the company, then that would show my statue.
I think that's a tricky question though, because they really use women for quite a lot of stuff, and then you can be the most beautiful thing out there, and they use you for your looks, but then like I don't know.
Well, that's a
tricky
good point,
question.
because as a, like, say for instance, like a air flight stewardess, or like a front desk clerk, or anybody that has to deal with the customer front. If you didn't have
Yes,
the nice
yes,
glowing
that's where I was going with
skin,
that.
if you weren't slender, if you weren't like a certain look,
Exactly.
you did not
won't-
get
and
that.
I feel like it works even bigger now with looks,
You think so?
I do.
I think now it's more. Things are changing little by little.
I hope so.
But
I think it's your confidence. Like if you're not
Oh,
slender,
come on.
li-
If I go for
because
that
there's
steward-
an esthetician I worked with, girl, to me, parecía una Barbie doll. But the confidence wasn't there. The sales weren't hitting. The bookings were coming in because there was no confidence.
But if, say, for instance, if I go to get an esthetician job, and just by luck of bad luck, I have pimples on my face, and it's not that I do not take care of my skin, or that I don't know how to take care of its skin. It's just my genes, or it's
Or
just
internal, something's happening.
Well,
that
then you can explain to the employer at that time.
Yes, but if they see me with the North Crater coming in, like, or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, like with a big thing right there, and she's gonna be like, "Oh dear God, no, I'm not
And then
gonna
here comes
hire
the other
you,"
girl.
because my clientele is gonna be like, "Are you serious? This is gonna clean my face, and I'm gonna have like glowy skin." Like, she probably doesn't
Yes.
know. No, I'm certain that things are changing, but to a certain extent, and depending on what area you are in.
So know where you fit in. Is that
Okay,
what
let's
we're
say,
trying
for
to-
Yeah.
instance, you go to your hairdresser, but that hairdresser just, her hair is
Well,
falling
let me
off.
tell you, there's a hairdresser that I used to go to, and she's still around. Girl, ella con los pelos parecían que estaban fried. I'm sorry. Sorry, girl, if you know who this is. But she was probably one of the best freaking hairstylists I had ever come to.
Exactly, but the
And
first
she owned
time
business.
that you saw her, you were like,
Yeah, I was. I
oh
was.
dear God.
I really was.
So you see, that's a thing. But then what you're saying, do not judge the book by its cover. Give that person a chance. Like, please don't fry my hair. So, but it's those things. How many times do we give that first time opportunity to that person.
I mean, unless I have two people, like you said, storefront, right? I mean, I have one who's super duper energetic, maybe not the looks aren't there, whatever. Then I have someone who's beautiful and the energy's okay. I mean, if that first one hits, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and grab her first, But then if they both kind of hit it like that, then
it goes by levels. Yeah, you're gonna choose a person that is right and has most of the tools that you need at the end of the day. So the more tools you have in your toolbox, the more of an asset you are.
When you do pick that person and then they're there a month and it's like, that was not the person that I fucking interviewed,
Exactly.
That's the sucky part.
So that's the thing. The integrity was in there. So she just pretended to have it.
Yeah.
And
that's the sucky part, being like a
But
business
how many
owner.
times do we not go through, as a leader, do we not get fooled by image?
Or image and...
Yeah, image and qualities. So of course you're going to hire
That's a trick
somebody by
question,
that. But I mean, and when you find the right person, you have to keep it. So the message I'm trying to give out is get all your ducks in a row, have as much tools as you can, and preach by them. Practice what you preach.
Okay, and the third?
And the third is relentless discipline. Relentless discipline.
And that's true, because I was reading in a book where, say for instance, any athlete, any artist, any person that you see that is succeeding in whatever they're succeeding at, right? They didn't get there just by, oh, you know what, I'm going to do a vault like Simone Biles, I'm going to go and do a vault and voila, I landed it. No, that girl practice.
It's like my son, not that he's an NFL player or anything, but this kid at some point was working out at 6 a.m., then he would go and do football for school, after school, and then he would still go to city football, and then still come home, do his homework, and, some of them take that pretty seriously.
So it's relentless dedication and not giving up. I feel that a lot of the times, it's almost like that joke or that story, right? The 1 inch or 1 mile
3 feet
story.
away from goal.
Yes,
from
the 3.
Think and Grow Rich.
Oh yes, there you go. So that story where it was right there, and they gave up, and they sold the property or they sold the business, and then the other person goes and finds the gold, and it was just 3 feet away.
From gold.
So it's those things. It's not giving up. It's there's no reason for not to cry. There's no reason to have a day off. There's no reason to feel like
you do it if you're mad, you do it if you're sad, you do it if you're scared, but you get it done.
And you guys or anybody watching may be like, we already know this, and maybe we did, but then why isn't it happening? Why haven't you manifested what you wanted? Because success always leaves clues. So if you are successful, there's clues that have been left behind, and you know what to do. And then the other thing is, you cannot argue with results. You can preach theory, you can say all these things, but are your results there? So if they're not there, whatever you're doing is not working. So that's what you want to base things upon.
And also not being scared of trying what it's going to take you to get there. Sometimes you have to go through these things. You wouldn't even know you're good at certain things if you don't try it. You wouldn't know you had that superpower if you don't really try it. So yeah, I think you're right.
So and the other thing is taking action. Action. We can build this fantasy and this dream in our head.
I like that from you, though. You were really pushy with me when it came that I told you I wanted my own business. And it was a dream, and your first question was like, well, what have you done? Like, well, so what steps have you taken? And I'm like, damn, girl, it's just up here right now. But you were probably one of the ones that actually motivated me to move forward, girl, because you're right. You have to live up to it. You have to, okay, and then, ¿qué has hecho,
Yeah,
was kind of like your question. Yeah.
And you know what, B? I ask people these questions, and I get, sometimes I get backlash. Why are you asking?
Yes.
Why are you in my face? And it's I have a reason for that. You might not know it.
It's going to turn your fucking light on.
But
Girl, you turn my shit on real quick. Damn, dude, she's fucking right. What have I fucking done?
So, and then people just they'll change the question, or they'll make me the gesture, and I'll be like, okay, I'll move away from that. But it's so true. It's like, you tell me you're gonna do this. I'm gonna ask you, give me a date and time. When is this going to be accomplished?
She do.
So,
But I think that also the person feels like at that point, like you're being confrontational, but it's mostly their own problem. Like,
because I'm not gonna lie, when you asked me, I was like, dang, that was pretty rude. But no, dude, like, you're fucking right. Que chingados he hecho? Like, you're right.
so
Exactly.
yes, guys.
So don't take it personal.
Don't.
If it's Brenda or anybody else, guys.
Yes.
they're only asking you for your own.
Yeah.
They're actually pushing you. So those are your 3 superpowers. We'll go ahead and summarize them. Number 1 is being influential. And there's from 1 to 10. So remember, if you're influential up to a 5, then you can only influence 1 to 5. You cannot influence people 5 to 10. If you're influential all the way to a 10, you can influence people at a 10 and people 1 to 9. So you want to be more influential, so that's why you keep getting tools. So wherever you're at, just keep working so you can influence all these people. So that's that. Number 2, being impressionable. How can you be different? That's why they ask you cover letter, resume, thank you note, so you can be more impressionable. But nowadays, everybody can do that. What's the extra step where you can impress somebody?
What can be that extra step someone can take, in your opinion?
For that opinion, depending on whatever you're trying to achieve, it can actually be, instead of you sending a thank you email, you can actually send a written postcard. And you don't want to be overdo it, right? Like send an edible arrangement. Well, depending on what position it is.
Yes, because
So-
I heard that somebody got a job because they did their resume on a pizza box with a pizza and sent it in.
Oh my god!
Your resume can be sent in. I know when you did yours, you used AI for your resume. So doing these little extra things can definitely impress someone. For me, it's, I think one of my superpowers is caring. I genuinely care about people, and when I talk to people, I genuinely care. I'll be honest with you, if I don't genuinely care, I will not give my time. Okay, so I'll just be like, I'll just put my distance. But that's my superpower. I have extra caring demeanors. So that's something that makes people feel good. As a society, we're on the go all the time. Sometimes we forget to just give that little touch of like, hey, you look so pretty today. Or, hey, I was thinking of you, blah, blah, blah. So that goes a long way, guys. Just making feel people that you care. That's something that I would add to that. And number 3 is relentless discipline. Perseverance, doing something with willpower, even if you don't want to do it. And I'll be very honest with you guys. Today, no, it's okay. Today, I did a lot of things based out of willpower, not so much because I wanted to do them. And one of them was working out. It was more of perseverance. So just stick to that. Stick to it. And then the other topic. Who wants to bring it up about the friends?
Yes, about the friends. Is this
Just say it.
so? Is it easier to make friends when you're older or when you're younger?
Are these like a true friendship or just general friends?
Either. It doesn't really matter.
Ooh, adding that extra
So-
questions.
For me, I think it's easier to make friends when you're young, but they're not true friends, just friends. But when you're older, I think it's easier to make genuine friendships, because when you're older, you know what you want in someone, you know the qualities that you're seeking, and it's like anything, and it's a cliche, and it's like that plant back there, you water the friendship. The friendship is not going to grow just like that. You have to water it in order for it to bloom. So I think for me, I don't think I have problem making friends, but getting older is making true friendships and being selective of the people that I bring into my circle.
Now, I think also with what happened with COVID, so like it made it a little bit more difficult because your circle was just whoever you were living with. Therefore, making any type of friends, and then having masks and all this 6 feet apart and all these things, it made it a little bit difficult.
Well, I have a lot of virtual friends, so I cannot relate to that.
That's true.
Really? That's cool.
That's true. But say for instance where your job is just like even just not talking to anybody. Therefore you tend to lose a little bit of how to even speak to a person or how to approach a person to make a friend, you know? So I feel like a lot of things are lost once you're away from human beings.
So for you guys, so was it easier like when you were young or now? Like this girl right here has like a gazillion friends.
I love humans, guys. I think humans are so, like, not even friends, just people are just so interesting. But meet me at the damn store and I see you, I'm going to hide inside the refrigerator. Please do not fucking approach me.
Guys,
it's so weird.
That's another thing. It's just that sometimes, or you have the look we spoke about earlier, right? You're not looking at your best, and it's when you see all these people, right? And sometimes you just don't want them to see you how you're.
And I'm sure you all feel the same way too. Sometimes,
yes, it's
you know?
like don't take it personal, you know. Sometimes, or we're having a bad day, and it's like, I'm just gonna go this way, or vice versa. If the other person does it to you,
I just get nervous, girl. It could be bad day, good day. I just like, holy cow, like, you know, like in my studio, like when I'm doing skincare, girl, I will take over my room, like I am in charge. But if I were to see that person out, like that client outside of that, I'm like clueless on how to even start a conversation.
You're a civilian now. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not a professional right now. It's just me. So, yes, but I mean...
But friendship-wise, I think just humans are so cool. Like, everybody is so different. Like, everyone. And
But-
everyone has certain things. So, I really do try really hard not to judge people. I mean, we're all natural humans. We're not perfect. But everybody has a freaking story. And it's so... I don't know. Since I was a little girl, I loved talking to people. But like I said earlier, it was a freaking eye-opener when someone didn't like me back. And I didn't know that. I would think the entire world would love me, but not everyone is your cup of tea.
No, but say for instance, okay, is everybody that you meet your friend, or you only have a certain?
No, but my husband calls everybody his friend. It's so funny. But no, you're right. Like, I love meeting people, but friendships, as I've gotten older, I have been very picky. And you know who this sounds so rude, but who can benefit you in your life as you've gotten older and who you want to become. Because yes, I do feel like friendships, certain people, if they don't grow out of certain things, they hold you back. Like, if it's like they say, if you're the one who's the only successful one in that group, then there's something.
a problem.
Yeah, there's a problem.
No, and you're
or if
right.
you're the smartest one in your group, there's also a problem.
And you're right about that. And also the fact that, say, for instance, a lot of friends from school, I mean, a long time ago, right? I outgrew them, you know, or it was like, you know how there was that best friend that, oh my God, you could talk for hours and hours, but then you reconnect years later and it's like they still at the same place where you last
Yeah.
were with them, and you're
Yes.
like,
What are you
right.
doing for yourself? What do you like? You know, what do you want to do? What do you? Yeah, I
And
can
it's the
shocking.
same conversation or the same
Now,
idea.
let me tell you something though too. Sometimes, you know, just to kind of get a refresher in those good old times, I'll go and I'll reach out to old friends, you know, that haven't really gotten to nowhere in life, as rude as that sounds. But I love it. Like, they just humble you down.
No. It's always nice to reminisce, but
Knowing when and where.
yes, but it's all like, is that all you can talk
and
about?
it's okay if they humble you down, but don't bring me down with you.
Yes.
That's the thing, you know.
Yeah.
And maybe you can spark something in them for them to. I mean, everybody's definition of success is different, but you can spark something in them so they can do whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah,
in
hopefully
their
that
life.
does happen. Yeah.
So,
And let me ask you, do you have a friend for everything? Like one friend for each occasion, or is one friend for everything?
I have friends everywhere. I have like a group of party girls that, you know, if they want to go out of club and, you know, go bar hopping. And then I have like my professional set of friends. And then I have like my bestie who I can call and tell her everything. And then I have like, you know, the people that I grew up with from where I lived in the past.
so you have like a
Yeah, I guess
Like
I do.
portfolio diversification right here. Great investing.
But
What
I'm not
about
going to
you?
say though, I'm not going to say like, different with all of them. Like I think, you know, I'm my crazy self with you guys, and like I'm still that same person with everyone.
Nice.
So you don't change.
Yeah, because I know before we were talking like about mirroring. Yeah, you could. It sometimes comes naturally, but right now that I'm thinking, like, do I act different around everybody? And it's like, no, I think I'm my old loud laughing self.
What about you?
My friendships are very close knit. Like, I mean, I can count them in one hand, and that's it. And that friendship will be for everything, I think. Like,
Oh, so it's just me, guys.
yes,
But you guys are so freaking cool, man.
It's
I can
just
see
her.
where you would keep her as a fucking bestie.
Yes, of course, but she never lets you cry.
Oh, it's like, I'm like, girl, you're out of schedule. Like, you have to
Yes,
leave.
one time I was like done. Like, girl, it's, like we have to leave.
Like, we have to go to work
No,
now.
you didn't.
Yeah.
We have to go to work. It's not the right time for you to start crying. And I was like, are you serious?
You're okay. I'll stop.
When can you schedule me in?
Sketches been full since then.
Your session's actually over, girl. It was happening right now.
I'll
yes.
PayPal you later. I'll send you that invoice.
I know. No. So yes. So my friendships are very, very tied and very close to one person. But I don't know, I feel very safe to just have just very like just one person, because I feel like too many, it's like, oh my God, it's
Yeah,
too
yeah.
many.
Don't get me wrong. Everybody that I talk to, like, it's not. They don't know every little thing about me. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very few, 3 people that I'd probably say
Yes.
what
Yes.
goes on in my life.
So yeah, I'm not very
4 with my husband.
I will speak to everybody and anybody, but as friend, not everybody is a friend, a true friend.
That's true. For me, well,
She has a lot of friends.
have a lot of virtual friends and friends. For me, what's hard is maintaining the relationship because of time, right? So like I mentioned earlier,
You're out of schedule.
your schedule. No, you have to water the friendship. So, and then it's not to be, I don't know if conceited is a word. I don't know what the word is, but people invite me out a lot, right?
Maybe you're an introvert, but not, because you haven't been an introvert with me.
I am introverted. I'm ambivert, actually. I'm both. Ambivert, you like introverted and extroverted.
Hey, maybe me too.
So,
Kinda.
yeah, you just like shift whenever it's
Yeah.
needed. So I do have like a lot of friends, and I do have a lot of people that would like to go out to eat or meet and do all these things. For me, what's hard is to maintain it. So the way I do it is by sending them a text or something nice, something caring, letting them know that I truly care, and then just keeping the relationship open, right? Because what is life without networking, meeting with other people, socializing with other people? So for me, it's not difficult to have a lot of friends. I do have a strong tribe, which is composed of 5 people, and I'll be honest with you, I'm missing 2. So if you want to put in your application,
I'm missing too.
put in your application, I do have a process of that I go through. I won't tell you what it is, but you might make it. So that's the thing, and that's what I want to invite you to have, a tribe. And I'm being very honest. I tell this to all my clients. Get your tribe. You have your family. They're always going to be there for you, but sometimes your tribe family doesn't think like you, and they actually can put you down, and you actually have to take care of them. So your family is yours forever, yours truly. That's never going to go away, but your tribe will definitely uplift you and take you where you want to be taken. That's why I'm so selective of these 5 people. And like I said, I do have 3 and I need 2 more. So I'm on the lookout for that. But that's that when it comes to the friendship that I can share with you guys. I don't know if you ladies want to share anything else before we conclude our...
Just don't be rude. Just be open-minded when you meet people.
Yes.
That's pretty much it. Don't be rude.
And also remember, the people that come into your life, you already had a contract to meet that person. Either they'll come and they'll go, and that's how they serve you.
They serve their
Be
purpose.
okay. Be okay with that. And always know that each person that you meet, it's something that you have to learn. And that's it. That's just that. It's human nature, which we can talk about that next time. We'll talk about human nature. Anything else?
No. You're out of schedule. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, guys. Like,
A little hard.
Thank you.
yay.